Hello there, my Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your work, career, vocation read for December 2020 and January 2021. I am your reader, Markangelo Lyons, now for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions. Venus conjunct Mercury in Libra. Can you believe it? The Archangel of Lyons, Markangelo Lyons, but you can call me now. Hi, hello, my scales. Oh my goodness gracious. Thank God for the 7th housers, right? Partnerships, legal stuff, romance, shadow self, one-on-one relationships, all that heart and mind stuff. My subscribers, thank you so much for your return. My Libs, I love you guys so much. Just keeping this world balanced, or at least doing the best that you can. I really appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, your shares, your comments, all that stuff, because the Libra's got to hold us all in balance, huh? At least in the mental plane, the element of air. So it is my honor to serve you today, being Venus and Libra sign. That being said, if you're new to my channel and you like, well, apparently the internet didn't feel like keeping that in balance, but I caught it. It didn't make me start over, yay. Anyway, so if you're new to my channel, if you see something you like, maybe me, maybe a card, maybe a piece of information in this work, career, vocation read that resonates, just hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. Other people get to see it that way. If you want more of me, hit the subscribe button. And if you feel like commenting, please do, because I actually read the comments and I often answer questions and reply back when time allows. So I'm getting ready to go away next week to see family. We've all been in lockdown for months and months and months. We're all, you know, testing and tested. So we're going to spend a couple of days up in Saratoga with my family. So I'm trying to get as much work as I can done in advance. Planning, Libra, right? But I'm a Virgo, so that I can really spend some time with my family because I miss them terribly. And visit the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs and most likely pick up a new world, because that's my gig. That's what I do. Anyway, let's talk about this read, shall we? It's 9 cards. We're going to start with 3 Caroline Myss archetype cards to look at your work, your career, and your vocation in 3 levels of power. Your physical power, right? Lower 3 chakras, your work, what you do in the world to survive, to pay the bills, to eat, to keep clothes on your back, your roof over your head, etc. Your heart, throat, third eye, and crown would be our career here, our internal passion, right? Our hunger and our thirst. That's your mental emotional power. Then finally we have that 8th chakra above the head, your vocation, your calling, your spiritual calling, and that would be your spiritual power, right? So it's bringing all that into alignment. Is part of your spiritual path, as much as we do it through our relationships one-on-one and tribal, you know, families and friends and all that. Our work, career, and vocation is part of life purpose. We didn't just come in to have a work, career, or a vocation, but it's a big part of the petal of the flower of why we're here, ain't it? So let's have a look at this. Like I said, we'll start with 3 Caroline Myss archetype cards to get the soul dynamic, the alchemy that needs to be done, lead to gold, shadow to light in your soul contract, work, career, vocation. We'll take 3 Daughters of the Moon to see how that's affecting you on the inside, what that feels like, what's going on with you on the inside, the yin deck, and then of course we'll use Mythic Tarot to get you what's going on in the outside world, the yang energy, or at least, and this comes up every now and again, how your feminine energy inside is expressing itself on the outside. It can be all of that. So let's just see, shall we? It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. All the decks that I read are all the way at the bottom of the description box, along with a wonderful link to a video from Caroline Myss, who I adore. This is her deck. About the 3 levels of power, which I learned before I read Sacred Contracts. So you might want to check her out. It's a good link. You'll see what I mean. Eau de Toilette Cologne Perfume, 3 levels of power. Let's do this. As I said, focus on your breath. Be here now. I will do the same. And let's see what my Pantheons have to say about our work, career, vocation, because I am Venus and Libra. I could totally be in these. They don't let me not see it when it's me. So what are you going to do? Breathe. Clairvoyance for fun and profit. Often like, oh no, here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please. 3 cards for the work, career, vocation, the physical world, the mental, emotional world, and the spiritual world. For the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, December 2020 and January 2021. What are the soul powers in play here in their work? Lower three chakras, how they survive, their career, heart, throat, third eye, and crown, their passion, their emotional thirst and mental hunger. Oh, feels strong. And their vocation, that eighth spiritual power. What's the, wow, you're giving me doubles, which means that there's really more than one at play here, but I'm only grabbing one. So please, my pantheons, what is the dominant archetype in that eighth chakra over their head in their vocation? Let's see who we've got here. Oh, well, this is very doable. I think you're going to like this. This is actually feels very practical. You've got the engineer in your work. And now you don't have to be a literal engineer, but you might be, right? Or you could be a genetic engineer, but I'll wait till I read what's on the card, right? The scribe. So this is the creative family. This is the creative family. The scribe, not just a writer. There are specifics to it. And in your vocation, how interesting, the servant. And this is part of the healing family of archetypes. So you're a healer that really loves to scribe while they engineer things. Let me read these. And remember, this might very well be if you are a literal engineer of some kind, because it is in this literal level of power. Carolyn Myss calls these three levels: the literal, the personal, and the symbolic, right? So you might literally be an engineer, but remember, there's all different types of engineering. What you're looking here is at the shadow and the light, how to get the lead to gold in your work. The shadow attribute, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. Now, you are an air sign, not a water sign. So sometimes it's the strategy of the Libra mind, right? Or the Libra process. That's like, whoa, this is the law, right? It's the law without necessarily the compassion or the empathy. I'm not saying that's you, but I'm saying that there's the temptation here, that there might be some of that in the mix, a little bit of a fly in that Libra ointment. The light attribute you're shooting for, ability to give creative energy a practical expression. And I think that's very literal of a practical. I said there's something very practical about these cards on the table, right? So it's not just air sign, it's something that makes it practical, right? To give creative energy, practical expression, and a talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas, right? And that's very much this first level of power. This feels very root chakra, sacrum, and solar plexus. Solar plexus helps you navigate this world, and it means you're kind of a problem solver, but really more from the mental part. I get that as a Libra, but that you really can come up, well, what if you did this, 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 and this? And people go, oh my God, look at how quickly. They would probably not say engineered it, but you do, and you did. Let's keep going. Heart, third eye, crown, your career, you've got the scribe archetype. Now the shadow, altering facts or plagiarizing others' work, right? You can see the copy and paste in that. It doesn't have to be all by hand. But the light attribute, preserving knowledge and information. Now here's what I'm getting. Maybe in the physical world, yeah, you operate, that's a good word, right? Operate as an engineer. But that inside of you, you want to do research and you want to write things down and you want to discover things and keep track of things, not necessarily as an accountant, unless that's your thing, right? That's one way of looking at the scribe mathematically. And for some people, they have a passion for math that way, right? This isn't the student, though. This is the scribe. The scribe hits me every now and again. I am a writer and a reader and a speaker. It's very throat chakra. But the scribe comes to me when I come across a prayer or a meditation or a mantra or something. I'm like, I have to write that down. It's my book of shadows stuff, right? And my little red prayer books that I have. Please, I've got an office of shadows upstairs. It's like freaking magical Costco up there. So I get that. That passion to write things down, though, for me, it comes and goes. This feels like a real, what's the word, drive in you, like a passion for it in some way, shape, or form. Now, okay, well, also the scribe could do it through video and audio and photography, right? So it's creative family. So we're not looking, I mean, so is the engineer, but it's a different vibe. This is about words, right? Not that this couldn't be engineering a conversation, a diplomatic, balanced conversation, right? With this servant, though, in the 8th chakra, I love this. Healing family archetype, the shadow attribute, using lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with your life. And this would mean spiritually, and I see this all the time. like, I would love to meditate more, but I can't. I just work all the time. And I would love to do this, but I can't because, you know, I don't know the money. I would love to forgive that person, but I can't because I don't, or, you know, whatever it is, you know. I mean, I've worked in the metaphysical, spiritual industry. It really is an industry since, oh my God, 1988, did I work at Allura in Porter Square, Massachusetts? Yeah, I've been doing this a long fucking time. So I've come across this a lot, and it's people with almost indentured servitude, right? That they're paying their way to their spiritual freedom. I've seen it. I have the servant archetype, but not like that. The light attribute, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. Particularly in the bedroom for me, but this ain't that kind of reading. I'm a top. I'm very good at it. So that thing of the servant, the free and loving heart. Now that's about being heart-centered. That's about finding freedom and joy in what you do. So it's an interesting combo. You've got two creative family archetypes and a healing family archetype. Let's see what's going on inside, right? So that's the basic energetic dynamic. Now we're going to look at how you're experiencing that personally, right? It's almost like that middle column, but it's not. It's like, how is this affecting you on the inside? What's your take on it inside? You'll see what I mean. Excuse me. The goddesses, if you will, half of the universal energy, the divine yin, the yin force, whatever you want to call it. I just call them goddesses because that's how they appear to me. I'm going with that. Breathe. My goddesses of Libra and the sign of air, Aphrodite in particular, who sits in the throne of Libra on one side with her son Eros on the other, which we will get to in the gods of the mythic tarot. Please, beloved goddesses, Aphrodite in particular, please, 3 cards to clarify this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, work, career, vocation, December 2020 and January 2021, please. Please clarify the engineer in their work, right? Lower 3 chakras, survival stuff, how they survive with that engineer archetype. That was just 1 card. Good. 1 for their career where they have that scribe. Again, a second creative archetype. So scribe into engineer does not strike me as odd, right? Totally makes sense. So please, heart, third eye, and crown. I'll take that top one. What's going on for them? And please, my goddesses, that servant archetype in the 8th chakra is like being a servant of the divine, to the divine, but also one that the divine can work through, hence that delight in serving others with a free and loving heart, because you're a Libra. When your heart is free and loving, love is divine power, right? You become a servant. In other words, it serves you while it's serving others through you. So please, what's going on there, my goddesses? What's their experience with this? That servant archetype in their vocation. Let's have a look. Ho, 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 young masters. Okay, Shazam. We have got, it's Hanna-Barbera from my childhood. No wonder I'm a witch. Hot genie alert. There is a lot going on here. Let's just start at the beginning. You got the engineer with the 9 of blades. Now, the 9 of blades in this deck is called criticism. Now, for an engineer, that's critical, right? That is the mind focus. That is a little bit more Virgo than Libra, but that idea of really almost microscopic focus, almost like a genetic engineer, right? Like we have to make sure the peptides and the RNA and the DNA are just exactly, you know, like that kind of stuff, that kind of level of focus. But also this talks about looking within yourself. Yes, 9 of Swords as we see it in the Rider-Waite Tarot is, you know, sleepless nights, and maybe in terms of your work. Don't feel like anybody knows about that, but we'll see what's going on in the when the last 3 hit the table, because here you've got the scribe with the 3 of wands. Certainly a card of waiting, which I get a point of that, but it's almost like, I want to feel this, right? It's a loyalty thing. That is what is written on the card. It's like you're really trying to prioritize where your loyalties are. A loyalty structure. We all need to rebalance our loyalties, right? When we're kids in school, right? All you have to do is get through school, right? But then there's the social aspect of, and your friends want to do this, but you have to do it, right? But you have like help and guidance. As adults in the career field, though, we can often be waiting for something, having an internal candle lit for our career, while perhaps we are being very critical of what we have to do to survive in the world, right? You feeling that? Remember, you got that servant archetype in that 8th chakra. So this is the midway between that energy coming all the way down into the root chakra and into your physical world. So I'm really going to say to you, journal, write stuff down, save the information while you are waiting. Keep that candle lit by writing about it or recording it. You know, nowadays you can blog, you can vlog, but you don't have to share it with anybody. But we'll see what that looks like on the outer, like I said in the last 3 cards. Here's your first major arcana card. Oh, it's just the Tower. Kali, the Awakener. Now, it feels like in your 8th chakra, this Tower is a bolt of enlightenment, spiritual lightning, right? Kali is waking you up, maybe activating and awakening the servant archetype. Look, you must have some lead in you if it's, in other words, part of it's asleep, where this is being what? Kali, it says right on the deck, Kali the Awakener. So that bolt, 8th chakra lightning bolt, hitting you, yes, perhaps destroying or instantly alchemizing something in that servant archetype, or at least that's your experience of it. It can be a bolt out of the blue. Use everything that you do as a service, whether you know it or not. I've gotten that a couple of times. I'm a Virgo. I'm like, really? Right? Okay. And even down to our own emotional healing, even down to our following our passions, we raise the vibration of the planet. We're in alignment that way. Just how it works. It is. It's the quantum. It's quantum entanglement, unity consciousness, however you want to do that. Let's get these last 3 down. The Mythic Tarot, as I said, will represent what this looks like on the outside. But remember, it can be something going on in your outside world that it's not directly you. It can also be how you appear, right? So let's have a look-see, Dixie. Breathe. The other half of the universal energy, please. My gods, the divine masculine energies. My gods of air and the sign of Libra. Eros in particular, you are certainly one of my gods that sit in the throne, along with your mom, Aphrodite, my patron, until Monday, when new gods will choose me for the year. So please, 3 cards in clarity. What you got? What's going on the outside here for this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in their work, career, vocation, December 2020 and January 2021. What's going on in their work with that engineer, lower 3 chakras, survival, their career, mental, emotional, passion, hunger, and thirst, heart, throat, third eye, crown, please, just one, heart, throat, third eye, crown, and in their career, right, that upper 8th chakra calling, what's going on there? So this is what this looks like on the outside, either around you or from the outside looking at you. So remember, we've got, let's put them all at the same time. I want to see. Interesting. All right, you got 2 pages and another major arcana card. It's the major arcana card is focused in your 8th chakra, your vocation. So I'm telling you, that's where the power is here. It's just how the reading works. I've been doing these spreads for myself since I started Drawing the Circle Productions in 1998. Once I learned about the 3 levels of power, right? Oh, actually, that was probably much later. That was later on, maybe in the 2000s. But I've been doing these readings for clients. People call me the true love witch colloquially. Like, I don't put that anywhere because people come to me with Path of True Love stuff. That's why I do those readings. But I have helped so many people in their work, career, and vocation. It's the Virgo part of me, right? So let's look at this. You got the engineer with the 9 of blades on the inner, right? And Page of Cups. A card of reflection, yes, can be an emotional message, but this is Narcissus. Not to be confused with a Malfoy. Narcissus, Greek myth, falling in love with his own image. And this can be the beginning moves of self-love, really looking in yourself and saying, is this what I really want? In other words, if you look at this card of criticism, not so much as the biting criticism, the judgy criticism, like nagging yourself. Although if that's part of that, then that would even say even more how important it is that you don't rely on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences, because I think that's what this is. This is emotional reflecting. How do I really feel about this? I don't know that I want to do this anymore. Now, this might be in your work, even if you're not an engineer. It might be engineering what, right? Ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Well, in your career, you've got this scribe with this loyalty and this waiting, right? So it might be that talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. Well, this is a common dilemma. Somebody who might be feeling a little over it or overstressed or overthought about what their work is in the world, turning inward. And what do you see when you turn inward? Let's move to the next level of power here. You've got the scribe with that 3 of Wands, and on the outside, it's the Page of Pentacles. An opportunity is coming, right? Something's going to come to you in the outside world that allows you, and it's something you've been waiting for. Now, you might not have known it was coming, right? That's different. Waiting for an opportunity to come that this scribe is going to ignite within you. And how I kind of get you're going to do this is because the major arcana card that you got here is the Chariot. So the servant struck by lightning on the inside, some awakening, some quickening, could even be a Kundalini thing. Kundalini ain't all about sexuality. It can be when you move upon the path of your life purpose, but in a 8th chakra way, that is spiritual power like lightning that then drives you forward. Now remember, this is a very emotional card, the Chariot, even though it's Aries, the god of war. In this particular deck, it is usually assigned the zodiacal sign of Cancer, right? So this is, to me, the dark horse of fear and motivation, which we need, right? It's like, well, if you don't eat, you're going to starve, right? If you don't work, so you need that. That's the stick, as they say, the carrot and the stick. The inspiration being the white horse, right? So it in the 8th chakra, it's all the same. It's all one. It's 5th dimensional consciousness. It's really the first chakra of 5th dimensional unity consciousness, but one that we can't see, feel, hear, touch, taste. Because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I had a little had a moment, a little 80s moment there. My senses are my 6 senses are working overtime. This is really about a divine service here and great motivation and inspiration. Putting this all together, let me do that as the blessing, because we're going to go from the 8th chakra and make the prayer to incarnate this all the way down. Shall we? Take a nice deep breath. May the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs receive all that they need, all the blessings that they need in their work, career, and vocation for December 2020 and January 2021, that this servant archetype within them may be struck by Kali's lightning of awakening, moving them forward to bring that inspiration in that awakening forward into their lives. As an opportunity comes in connected with all of this that they have been waiting for, even if they didn't know it was coming or how it was going to come, that it's something that they have been loyally waiting for, hoping for, holding a candle, about the scribe archetype, about really preserving knowledge and information of some way, shape, or form, and that may that scribing as they write do that for them, give them that creative outlet. While they are reflecting in the physical world, really looking inward emotionally about how they feel, perhaps with a more critical eye, yes, looking at the numbers, looking at the money, looking at the math, looking at the opportunities that are available to them through the mind that might be keeping them up at night, but only so that they can really develop the engineer archetype in its light, their ability to give creative energy a practical expression, and may they use their talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas, allowing them to align their career, their vocation, their career, and their work into their true purpose moving forward in December, January, for their well-being and the service, the divine service for the well-being of all. So would it be. And so it is. And they're just tagging on here like a little cherry on top of this read. that spiritual, that kind of divine service, it doesn't mean you have to be a priestess. You could do anything. It's about being open-hearted, about being that Libra self, altruistic, right? Balanced, loving, compassionate, but no fool either. Keeping an eye on the receipts. Well, that is what I see for you. May you be so blessed, my darling. And if there was something here that struck a note that resonated with you, that feels right on, oh, that's good, please hit the thumbs up. Just helps other people see the work, and nobody knows you do it. Unless people are checking your statuses of what you're liking on YouTube, cut those people out of your life. That's none of their business. I shut mine. You can't see what I like and what I don't like, right? And if you want more of me, by all means, please do subscribe. I'm having fun with this. I'm doing stuff in advance. I'm getting my work out of the way so that I can go hang with my family. So comment, 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 and share, share, share. Whoa, and share like. I'm no Cher impersonator. Leave that to Chad Michaels. I love you all so very, very much. I'm wishing you very, very much the very best and the very blessed in your work, career, vocation, because really all the power is in the 8th chakra for you right now. I think you better start writing some stuff down. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of it all, my leaves. Hail. Farewell, and blessed, blessed be.